Hi guys, welcome to Primis in a Pod. This is Mahima, and today I am going to be diving into my journey as a real estate agent in Spain. So let's get started. I've been working in real estate in Spain for the last 3 years, and right now I'm based in Lanzarote in the Canary Islands in Spain. I started my real estate journey back in 2021, and since then I've worked in the Barcelona market for a few months and then in the Tenerife market for a few months. I moved back home in February and have been here ever since working in real estate. A lot of people wonder how I made it to Spain from India, but it's actually the other way around. I went to India from Spain when I was a child, and then I came back after I finished my schooling bachelor's in Bombay, and I did my master's in the UK. So after I did all of that, I came back in 2021. One of my initial challenges was the language. Now, living in India for more than a decade meant I was not actively speaking Spanish every day. When I returned, I had to work with the limited Spanish I knew, and I felt super underconfident and insecure about my language skills in the beginning. I would fumble when speaking to someone and wouldn't understand some things they said, but I was too afraid to ask them to repeat what they said or ask them to tell me the same thing that they just said in simple language. Moving countries was another challenge. Even though I visited Spain every summer, living here was different. So adapting to another country and the language was tough, but it got easier as the months passed by. Another big challenge for me initially was not being able to drive in Spain. It's crazy because I started driving in India when I was 18. Like, I got my first driver's license in India. But when I came here, I couldn't use my Indian driver's license here. So I had to go through the whole process again of studying for my theory, doing like practicas, like doing practical lessons here in Spain. And it took me 5 months and I got there, but it was very frustrating in the start because I kept telling myself that, Mahima, you know how to drive. Like, why am I being taught like I don't know how to drive? So it was frustrating, but I got my license. During this time, my boss was super understanding about this and didn't mind that I went for my lessons during work hours. I remember being absolutely baffled at how people could ghost me and go on with their day to day lives. That is something you have to deal with often. Clients ghosting you can really hurt until it happens so often that you just move on to the next client. I do agree it's a bit insensitive, but it is what it is. So, the good thing is that the good clients really make up for it, so you don't really think of the bad clients much. I remember one time I collaborated with another agency for a house that they had, and I had the client. And when I went to collect the keys of that house, they gave me the wrong key. And I only realized when I reached the house when the clients were at the doorstep. So my brother and I drove back to the agency with the right keys, and they sometimes do that on purpose. They give you the wrong key, so they waste your time, and their buyers, like my buyers, don't buy, so their buyers can to get the commission. So yeah, it's a crazy world out there. To sum it up, my professional challenges were realizing how cruel people are and getting used to it. Because real estate is competitive and fast paced. So for many clients, you're just an agent who helps them get a good deal on a house, and that's it. And for other agents, you're competition. So you really, really gotta love yourself to be in this profession. I got into real estate because my boss had an estate agency and has known me and my family for years. I got a call from my dad one day saying that I should give it a shot because real estate is booming and I could be good at it. That's how I got into real estate. I'm really grateful for how smooth it was for me to enter this industry without any experience. And as of today, I don't have any licenses or certifications in real estate. You don't need to get a license to work legally in real estate in Spain, unlike the US. So, this way, you save a lot of time and money and energy. in Spain, because you don't have to get your license. You just apply for a job, hopefully you get it, and then your experience, will make you a better agent as the time passes by. Building a network is key in real estate. I'm sure you must have heard of this a lot, because at any point you might need an appraiser, a lawyer, an accountant, a loan officer who will help you and your clients with the sale. A good network also allows you to provide quick solutions to your clients, and that's like, they'll be impressed that, oh wow, Mahima can just do like an appraisal in like 2 days because I know this guy who can do it. And you can also get a commission from all of these, like the more you expand your network, you can get a commission by referring someone else to an appraiser or a mortgage officer. So lots of pros to having a good network. How I built my network was by just being a good person, I think. It sounds very cheesy, I know. But wherever I went, whoever I met, I wasn't rude, I wasn't impatient, I did my job well, showed homes, gave documents on time, and paid people on time. And I just strived to be the best at my job. And I think that's how I expanded my network. My first house sale was in May 2022, 9 months after I started my job. It was a one-bedroom apartment in the capital of Lanzarote, and eventually I sold the second apartment next to it as well. My colleague initially had clients for both, but his deal fell through, so mine happened. And I remember being clueless as hell in the notary. Thank God my colleague accompanied me, and I remember this incident where the notary and the bank and the buyer, like, they had to be in the room alone because they were signing the loan, and like, no one, like, not the seller nor the agent is supposed to know what conditions they're signing in. It's just like a private thing that happens at the notary. So when that is supposed to happen, the seller and the agent or whoever else is there have to leave the room. But I didn't leave the room. I was just sat there thinking I'm supposed to be here until like everyone leaves. So I was told that you gotta leave. So that was awkward. But after that, I kept selling more and more, and I got confident with talking to the notaries, to the banks, and to a lot of other people related to the sale. And now no one accompanies me to the notaries. I go on my own and I do a sale on my own. So I can say that I'm pretty confident now on how to sell a property. I obviously don't look English or Spanish or German. I look quite exotic for Spain. And I've been called Iranian, Moroccan, Latina by people who are trying to guess my nationality. But to be honest, I don't think being Indian has had a real impact on the work I do. I think people are more curious as to what the hell is an Indian girl doing here trying to sell me a house. Um, but what I do know is that people do remember me easily because of how different I looked, in comparison to the people here, how different my accent was and how different my name was. So I guess being from a different nationality just kind of made me stand out, because most of the agents here are, English, Irish, Spanish, German, and other nationalities that are very common. But there are very few Indian agents. So yeah, it just made me stand out more, I think. Working in real estate has made me solutions oriented and taught me that the only shots that you miss are the ones that you don't take. You gotta keep trying and trying and trying, and you will eventually get the listing, you'll find the buyer, and everything will fall into place, but you never gotta stop trying. I've heard many people say that they want to work in LA, in Dubai, in Marbella, in the luxury sector, probably inspired by Selling Sunset. Trust me, I am too. But you gotta remember that you need experience to start working in a big estate agency. They're not gonna hire you unless you've demonstrated that you've sold before, regardless it be 100,000 property or a 500,000 property or a million property, but you've got to have something in your book saying that, dude, I can sell, I have sold before. So if there's anyone who wants to start in real estate, I would say get experience in where you are right now, where you live. And if you live with your parents, take advantage of that, because real estate can be good for a few months. You can make a lot of money, but then other months can be as bad as how good they were, if that makes sense. So take advantage of the fact that you don't have bills to pay, children to take care of, and a lot of other responsibilities that you might have later in the future. And once you're confident that, okay, dude, I can sell, I know, I got my shit, so then you can consider, moving to a bigger city, bigger country, where, you can be like, okay, I can settle here because I know my job, I'm good at my job. Another advice that I would give for aspiring real estate agents is to be nice. It sounds very simple, but many people don't do that. Like, don't be mean to clients when they don't like the property you've showed. They're not like obliged to like the property that you showed them. They will appreciate you for the time and the information, but you can't force them to buy a house. Finally, it's their money. Um, Another thing I'd say, be honest when they ask you something. Don't lie just to get a house sold, because it will bite you in the ass later. Be quick to respond if you can, but maintain boundaries. There will be weirdo clients who will tell you that, can you show me a house on Friday at 8 p.m.? If you want to do that, great, but don't feel like you have to just because they've said it. Don't overextend yourself that, no, I have to show him, I have to be available at all times. Yes, it would be great to be available at all times, but remember, you have a life. Like, you're not just a real estate agent, you're also a friend, you're a daughter, you're a sister, you're so many other things. So don't just like be so fixated into this that you forget that you have a life. Keep giving your 100% to your job, and the job will give you 1000% back. That's for sure. My last advice would be to take on tasks that increase your knowledge. Now, these tasks may not necessarily make you money in the short term, but it will increase your knowledge. So I'll tell you an example of the buyer who bought with me. He didn't know how to change the water bills to his name, and I accompanied him, even though that's out of my job responsibilities. Like, my job just ends at the notary, like, okay, you got the money, everything's sorted, okay, bye. But I went with him to the water company's office. I told him what all you need after I called them and asked them, and now I know what a buyer needs to do when they want to change the water bill on their name. And I've been asked also, like, at the notary by buyers, like, okay, what do I need to do now for them to change it to my name? And I can tell them. So don't just have knowledge just till the sale or before the sale. Have some after sale knowledge as well, something as basic as changing the water bill or where to go to pay a capital gains tax. Just know it. You don't have to do it for other people unless they ask you to do it and they're paying you to do it, but just know that, okay, this is what you're supposed to do, this is what you're supposed to do. And if you're getting an opportunity to learn these things, go for it. To sum it up, the last 3 years have been nothing short of a dream. My experience in Lanzarote helped me get jobs in Barcelona and Tenerife, where I lived independently, which was one of my goals. Of course, every agent's experience is different, but this was mine. And if you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. And I'd say, if you're fascinated by real estate and if you want to give it a shot, I'd say give it a shot. You have nothing to lose if it's not your cup of tea, but you never know, it could be something you're really good at and you really enjoy, and it could make you the next Jason or Chriselle from Setting Sunset. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you could like, subscribe, and comment on this video. And if there's anything I can help you with regarding real estate, let me know in the comments. And if you're in the business, tell me more about your experience. Anyway, this is me, Mahima, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.